Good morning. Am I audible? Please mention in the chat box. Am I audible? Good morning. Am I audible? Okay, today's session is history of electric vehicles in India, but I would like to continue from the previous session. So even my internet is fluctuating. So voice is not clear. Yeah, I have a connectivity issue. And for you people, just note down what is visible on the screen. Just write down what is visible on the screen. So I was discussing about how the tax is evaluated from the 18th century till today. You could just write down what is visible on the screen. I have connectivity issue, that's why my voice is breaking. Just note it down. So I think I was second. So in 1970s, even though my voice is not clear, you can just note down what is visible on the screen, what is visible. Because I have already given complaint to the person who gave me the connection for this internet. I think they will restore it. Let me check once. will, let me check. Yeah. So passion has improved. Anyhow, I will continue. Connection has improved. Sometimes I don't know, there is some issue with my voice. Anyhow, let us start with 1980. In 1980, you know. Okay, voice is also not breaking. That's it. That's it. Okay. Okay, it already came. So in 1980, you know, lithium cobalt oxide cathode was introduced. In 1990, commercialized lithium ion batteries were introduced. Okay, in the same year or in between 1990 to 2000, in between, within this period, okay, alternative battery materials for safer operation were introduced. From 2000 to 2005, okay, it was novel carbon materials which were brought into the market. Under this noble carbon material, they have used carbon anodes, which are known as hard carbons. Okay, and within the same period, commercialization of the layered cathode batteries were used. See, okay, later in 2010, carbon anodes, soft carbons, were introduced. Okay, we are discussing how the battery is evaluated from 18th century till today. Okay. So the commercialization of the layered cathode batteries, that period continued from 2000 to 2010. Okay, from 2005 to 2020, there was development of high voltage cathode and nickel ion batteries. Okay, so lithium rich battery development was there within this period. Okay, from 2015 to 20, carbon based alloys were introduced. So this is the development in 2020, and in near future till 2030, okay, in near future, it is expected that lithium based all solid state lithium ion batteries, lithium air batteries, and some alternate batteries such as sodium ion, magnesium sodium dual ion, aluminum graphite dual ion batteries may come into the market. Okay, so this is the evaluation of electrical batteries. So yes, you people can write it down. Or if you want, you can take the screenshot and you can write down later on. Okay, let us go to the actual topic of today's session, that is history of electric vehicles in India. Okay, so let us see the history of electrical vehicles in India. You just write down the title. So the history of electric vehicles started in the early 19th century. Okay. So the roots of electrical transport, it started very early. That is in 19th century. So there was a company named Electro Auto Car Company. You can see here, where is my cursor here? Electro Auto Car Company. Okay. Which introduced electrical taxis in Kolkata. So I got some image of olden days Kolkata. This is Kolkata. Okay. So I got some image. I just put it on the slide. So this Electro Auto Car Company, it introduced electric taxis in Kolkata in 19th century. So these efforts that were made to introduce electrical cars or to bring the electrical cars into the market in the early 19th century, they were very limited in scale and faced many technical infrastructure challenges in those days. Okay, so many efforts were made. Okay, but they couldn't what to say, they couldn't bring many vehicles, electrical vehicles into the market because they had to face some technical and infrastructural challenges. Okay, you can write it down. People just write down whatever is visible on the screen. Okay, now we know we got our independence in 1947. So after the independence, there was a renewed interest in electrical vehicles. Okay, that driven concern towards air pollution and dependency on imported fossil fuels. Okay, so we know most of the fossil fuels are imported from other countries, and if we are using gasoline vehicles, there will be air pollution. Okay, so this has to be overcome. Okay, people started thinking about, or the government, or we can say, thinking about the air pollution, okay, and how to import the fossil fuels from the other countries. So that was the drawback of the gasoline vehicles that were used in those days. So in 1970s and 1980s, some initiatives were taken. Okay, there was a plan, National Electric Mobility Mission Plan was introduced. Okay, National Electric Mobility Mission Plan was introduced in 1970s and 1980s. The aim of this plan was to promote electrical vehicle adoption. They wanted people to use only electrical vehicles in order to avoid pollution, in order to avoid importing the fossil fuels from the other countries. Okay, but this progress remained very slow. But people didn't show interest in, buying the electrical vehicles. The progress remained very slow due to the lack of adequate infrastructure and technical advancements. Okay, so it was slow because of the lack of adequate infrastructure and technical advancements. You can write down, you just note it down in your notes. if any issue is there, you just mention in the chat box. I have also logged in some other device so that I can go through the messages in the chat box. Okay. So I hope you people might have written whatever is visible on the screen. So the page which is shown here on this slide, if you see this poster, it is showing the major incidents that are occurred in India from 1970 to 1980. So I just simply put this slide or this image. Okay, so it has to do nothing with the content that I'm discussing. Simply the major events that took place. I got this. Okay, let us move further to 1990s. So in 1990s, there was modern commercial development. Okay, of these electrical vehicles. So that development took in the year of specifically in the year of 1992 when Eddy Current Controls India Limited. Okay, the company name was Cursor. Yeah, Eddy Current Controls India Limited. It displayed an electrical vehicle and it gave a name to this electrical vehicle. The name was Lawboard. Okay, so it was one of the first Indian made electric vehicle, or we can say electric car. So okay, you just write it down. So I hope you people might have written. Let us proceed further. So later in 1996, there was a company named Scooters India Private Limited. Scooters India Private Limited. It invented an electric car which had only 3 wheels. Okay, and named it as Vikram Safa. Okay, so where is this Vikram Safa was the name. It was the first 3-wheeled electric car. So this is the Vikram Safa. Safa. Okay, it had only 3 wheels. So in the previous slide, this was Lovebird. This is Lovebird. I didn't mention that. Okay, this car, you can see Eddy, isn't it? Here you can't see, but here you can see. So this is Lovebird car. and this is Vikram Safa, which had only 3 wheels. So it was the first 3-wheeled electric car. It was introduced in India in the year of 1996. Okay. So in the year of 2000, or we can say in the early 2000, this early 2000, it marked a pivotal movement of electrical vehicles in India. Okay, because why it was marked as pivoted movement for electrical vehicles? The reason behind that was an electrical car was introduced in the India by a company which is known as Reva Electric Car Company. Okay, Reva Electric Car Company. So you might not be knowing this name. You might be knowing the name Mahindra Electrics or Mahindra Cars. Okay, so the olden name for Mahindra Cars was Reva Electric Car. Okay, not electric car, Reva company. Okay, Reva Car Company. Okay, Mahindra's name was earlier it was Reva. Now they changed Reva to Mahindra. Okay, so this Mahindra company they introduced a car known as Reva electric car. So you can see this Reva car. This is our Reva car. So this car is the electric car, Reva electric car. It could accommodate only 2 persons. If you carefully observe inside, there are only 2 seats. So it was a very small car. Okay, it could accommodate only 2 passengers. Okay, so now in India's electric vehicle landscape, this Reva car, it just transformed the landscape of the electric vehicles in India. So with the debut of early homegrown electric hatchbacks like the Reva, means the people can charge these electric cars in their homes itself. Okay, so people so they gave the facility that they can charge these vehicles in their home itself. So because of this, people started getting interest in buying these electric cars. You just write it down. Okay, so let us proceed further. So after introducing this Reva cars in 2001, okay, so one more model of this Reva was introduced, that was Reva I. So this Reva was introduced by Chetan Maini. Okay, he was the founder of this Reva. So Reva revolutionized the market by unveiling the Reva in 2001, and there was mass production of this electrical car because people started showing interest because it was Indian made car, plus it was comfortable. Okay, so it was compact in size, you can see it was compact in design, it was emission free, it was cost effective. Okay, it was cost effective. So despite of course, when people are habituated to use gasoline cars, and if they want to shift from gasoline to electrical cars, people might have some doubts. Okay, so despite some initial doubts, okay, people who are living especially in urban countries, they started getting interest in buying this car. So why they started getting interest? The reason behind that is it was compact in size. Okay, it was emission free and cost effective. It was available at low budget cost. Okay, I will conclude this session here itself. You people just write down. I will give you a minute. After that, fill the Google form. So this was the Reva launched in 2001. You can see this image. No voice. I have stopped talking. I have stopped talking. No voice. When was no voice? Let me check. Someone has messaged no voice. I have stopped. I have stopped talking. I was just creating the Google form for you people. Fill the Google form and leave the session. I hope everyone have filled the Google form. I'm closing the session now.